Hello guys, in this video we are going to start looking into Unreal Engine workflow, the basic workflow and tips and tricks to improve the workflow speed. So here's a project that I've created with starter content. So if you start a project with starter content, you will prompt into this window. Yeah, you have this minimum default map. This is the Unreal Engine default viewport. In order to navigate in this viewport, you can press right click and use WASD keys to navigate. Just hold on to right click and use your WASD keys to navigate. If you press W, it will move forward, S backward, A left, D right, and we have two more other keys as well. If you press Q, it will pan you down, and if you press E, it will pan up. So I'm still holding into the right click. Even if I use left click, the controls are the same, and by pressing the right click or left click and by changing the scroll wheel, I can speed up my movement speed. You can see it's going much faster. If I lower the moving speed, even if I press W, it will take ages to move. So now I'm going to increase the speed using scroll. As you can see, it will increase the speed. Alright, and even without pressing WSD keys, you can move in the viewport. For that, you can right click and just right click and hold, and if you move your mouse forward, backward or left, right, you can rotate. If you hold into left click, if you move your mouse forward, it will go forward. I'm not using any key, and if you hold on to mouse and just go backward, it will go backward. If I just move my mouse left and right, it will just rotate. And there's another cool navigation where you press both left and right click and hold on to them, and if you move forward, you will pan up and down, move forward and backward, and if you move your mouse to left and right, it will pan left and right. Okay, so I'm going to hold into right click and I'm going to speed and slow down. So sometimes you will need, if you are near an object, you may want to slow down the movement, so you can use mouse scroll down to do that. Apart from using mouse wheel, you can change the speed by this icon here. You can just change the speeds, so it will even further reduce your movement speeds. Okay, I think this is fine. Okay, that is basic movement or basic navigation controls inside Unreal. Alright, since we have covered navigation, let's look into the viewport or other panels that we can see in this editor. These are set of modes where you can switch into. There's a paint mode, there's a landscape mode. We will cover those things in next videos. And there's a polish tool and there's a geometry editing tool. And for now we will only use this object place tool, so where you have basic default objects and basic actors to work with, like objects, lights, cameras, some kind of effects, and basic geometries and different types of volumes, and all the default classes available as well. Alright, this is the mode tab, and this is the content browser where all of your assets will be placed into. And since I have started with the starter content, I have a directory called starter content. Let's start by adding some kind of prop to this environment. So let's add this. Okay, since I have added this to the environment, it will go into the world outliner window, as you can see. So that is where all the objects that are placed in this level are listed in. So if you want to search into another object, you can search, just type share. Yeah, you can select that object. If you want to zoom into that object, just double click, or you can have another way, which is a shortcut. Okay, let's select this and press F. You will go back into that mesh. So let's focus into our mesh that we have dragged. Okay, so now we know how to select object. If you want to deselect the objects, any of the objects, we can just press escape, and to select again press left click. So after that, what we need is to move, rotate and scale these objects. For that we have a gizmo, as you can see here. So this is the move gizmo, so you can just drag this gizmo to move the object. If you want to switch in between these gizmo types, this is a rotation gizmo and this is a scale gizmo. Alright, of the object. So there's a shortcut to toggle in between these modes as well. Just hold on to space key and press W, E, R to toggle in between these scale, rotate and move gizmos. Okay, so there's another interesting part that we need to look into, where these parts, these are the feature that you have given inside Unreal to snap your object movements into a grid. So if you increase this, transform the location snapping into 100, you can just only move this object with the units of 100, so you can just see it snap to the grid. Even if we move our mouse, it doesn't move, but after it go beyond the grid size, it will move. Sometimes this may be annoying if you don't know how to use, or if you don't know how to toggle these on off. If you off this, you can even move the tightest positions as well. You can see the position updates here. If we snap again, you can see the effect. So that is the movement snap, and we also have a, let's switch into the rotation. You can even just press space to iterate in between these modes. Let's use rotate and just increase the degrees that we want to rotate. So likewise it snapped to a rotation grid as well, so we can only rotate this object by 45 degrees at each step. We can disable that, and if you observe, you can see the object is rotating as we want. During the level designing process, you may be sometimes forget to enable and disable these, and sometimes it will be annoying. And we can use the same thing for the scale as well. Just press space and okay. Let's disable this. Disable. Alright. There's another cool feature that you can use to improve your workflow, which is snap object to a ground. Just press end key. So there are these type of lot of keys, that shortcuts you can use. So I have found this cheat sheet where you can find different shortcuts. Okay, that's about the shortcuts. And another important thing is to know our stats. What are the stats, or what is the frames per second that our game is running on? So to do that, we can play the game in the standalone mode or new editor window mode. So let's play it in new editor mode. So all the sounds and everything is up. So to start this game, just press tilde key and you'll get a command line tool under the editor or the standalone preview. So if you type stat FPS, you will get the frames per second that the game is running on, and you can even check the GPU unit graph. You can see the performance and how much of GPU you have used, how much of game logic have used by the game loop. Alright, you can press escape to come out of that window, and yeah, and there's this another feature where you can change the lit mode to unlit wireframe, and detail lighting, lighting only, like and there's a shortcut to switching between these modes as well, so you can use Alt 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 1 2 6. This is the shader complexity. So this is an important feature when you are designing levels in an optimized way. So if you look at this red part, it says it's bad. If you go back into lit mode, you can see there's a glass material. So I think that covers the basic tips to improve your workflow. I think you got something out of it. So let's meet you in the next video, where we will going to create our own level from the scratch. So if you have any questions, you can put it in the comment section. So let's meet in the next video.